All right, I'm on hole number 7 of the Liberty Tournament, Monday's practice round in the rookie division. In my Aught practice account, let's go check it out. Hole number 7, City Park. All right. Now in the past, I've come at this hole I don't know how many times with a big dog, and I really like the big dog look on this hole actually. Even though it doesn't give you the same kind of ball guide, I kind of like the big dog look. I'm going to use a Guardian. You could use this, depending on where you get out here. If you try and get it all and you get out into, well, let's talk about the different options you got here. So for drive, some people are going to try and get over to here. So they're coming at it with a long iron. I find this, I don't know, this can be risky. And if you end up, epic failing down here, you can recover. But if you end up epic failing somewhere up here trying to get down there, you might be in a spot of bother. And I'm not sure how much of an advantage long iron gives you. And most people that I see play this hole, they come at it from down here going over the sand coming up, and the green is set up so that there's a ridge. Here's the cup. And this is going uphill, and then it's flat, and then there's a backboard up here. And so most people are trying to ride right along, and I think that the pin is kind of like right on the transition. They're trying to ride up here on the flat stuff, so that's why they're trying to stay here. I always like to come over here to the left and then come straight up the hill to the hole. So it's just a straight up shot to the cup. You're going up this way, and I'm not engaging this hill at all. I don't even want to get involved in the flat area or the backboard or none of that stuff. I just want to go straight up the hill, straight to the cup. And if you have your speed right, the ball doesn't fall off one direction or another. So when you engage a hill, it wants to, like, if you're up here at the top and you catch this ridge, it wants to fall to the right and go down the hill. When you're going up the hill like this, the ball runs absolutely straight. So if you have your trajectory right, you're all good to go. And in the past, I've always brought my big dog here because sometimes you could be in a distance thing if you don't get the distance out here. But I usually don't try and get too greedy out here. I'm not trying to get way down in here. I'm just trying to get like right in this area right here. I'm going to bring a Guardian. What the heck? It gives me a little bit better ball guide than my big dog. And you can bring a sniper. You can get your distance up in there, right? You can bring a sniper. In one-on-one play, I usually play this you can play it with a Marlin or a Katana. And I'm going to bring, let's think. Let's put my thinking cap on here. Let's try something here. Let's think. I've got Rock, Kingmaker. You can use a Guardian or Sniper. That's if you're trying to get way up in there. And I'm going to bring a Katana. Let's bring a Katana. And I'm going to bring a Rock and a Guardian. You can bring a QB. And in the past, this has always been a QB shot. Always a 100% accurate club. The key here is on the drive, you have to put on a little teeny bit of curl. And when I say a little teeny bit, I'm talking rubbing up against the nubs. You want to make sure that your ball goes to the left. So if you catch a one ring great to the right, you don't end up in the sand. If you put just a little teeny bit of curl on there and you catch a one ring great to the right, you'll still end up in the fairway. I think I'm going to do, my note here says plus 10% max club. I can't remember what clubs I brought. Now they may be trying to go for the shot going over. So if you bring out a bigger power ball, I think you can, if you bring out a big enough power ball, I think you can just get over to that other side. So depending on what kind of ball you want to bring out in your inventory, you could get up there and get yourself in long iron range. Very easy. Very easy. Look at that. With a nav. Myself a couple rings of separation here. Couple top spin. 2.2. Put on a little teeny bit of curl, just rubbing up against the nubs. Hitting it one ring great to the right. I'm just trying to lay myself up out there into the fairway. If I hadn't put that little teeny bit of curl on there, I'd be in the sand right now. So they actually got into their short iron range. That might be worth going for if you can get in your short iron range. But see where the ridge is? There's a ridge right here. And that cup is like right there on that ridge. And so I want to see how this shot goes in for him. It rolls up. I like to come up like this where I'm going straight up at it. And they've actually changed the topography on this green. Looking at it right here, it's different than it used to be. There used to be a bigger shelf there. The cup wasn't like it is right now. So this is a hole that they've changed the green on. And they may have changed it the last time we played it, and I just didn't pick it up. The backboard and stuff is still there, but the way that the topography is around the cup seems a little different. See where I'm at in my club. I want to be towards max. I am towards max. That's good. 1.9 divided by 1.1. It's 2.9 rings. It's about 4 backspin. Maybe a little more. I'll be going right at it. It's 2.9 rings. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get in the cup. Just a bit outside. See how when it rolled up in there, the terrain, the way that the green terrain like moved my opponent's ball, and you get that movement, it rolls pretty straight up the hill. Now, when it comes to its last little stop, it'll tail off because there is some gravity involved. But as far as the run up to the cup, it runs straight to the cup. And the reason that worked out at 2.9 is it's 1.1. I added on 10%, and then it's 1.1 per ring. So it ended up coming back to 2.9. And you know what the deal is that in this account, that Guardian's not level 9, it's level 8. So it's actually 1.2. So it would have been 2.65 rings instead of 2.9. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 3/10. 3/10 of a ring. So I have to go back and look at that and see like which way the wind was blowing. The way the wind was blowing there, I did an overpull. Yeah, I'll have to go back and look at it and see how big of a difference that made. That's not having the same level of clubs in your practice account as you have in your main account. So you're thinking main account numbers. All right, that's hole number 7. That's one way to play it. That's 2 ways to play it, actually. My opponent that was a pretty good shot right there. Going over looked pretty simple. If you bring out a bigger power ball, I think you'd have a pretty easy chance of getting over there, and getting over into your short iron range might be the way to go. I might actually try that out just to see what the shot looks like in short iron range. The thing I don't like about it is that if you get up there in your short iron range, you have to take the straight end shot like my opponent took. And on that particular type of hole, I really do believe like coming up that hill, like if you're coming at it from distance like I was, I really think that coming at it up the hill, you're going to get a much straighter run at the cup. So if you get your trajectory right, you make your wind adjustment right, I think you have a much better shot. Because the other way, if you could hit it right one time, but even if you're in a very similar spot and you make all the same adjustments, if the speed for the ball rolling to the cup is just a little bit different from one shot to the next. It'll fall off, and you could end up with varying results even though you did the same thing. Whereas if you're going up the hill, I think it'll run a little bit truer. Maybe. All right, that was hole 7 of the Liberty Tournament. Monday's practice round in the rookie division. Thanks for watching.